There we go. Nobody reminded me. How's everybody's day going?
All right.
We talking snacks tonight. You got your meals in, Miss Denise?
That's, whoops, I'm muted. Yeah, that's what I was just doing, putting in my meals.
Putting in your meals. Oh man, I'm waiting for one because she had a question and she wanted me to hit it before I go into the snack talk, but she's not here yet. Let me check my messages. Putting in the meals, keeping it tracked. On point. On point. I have been relatively on point, except for the peanut butter binge this morning that I put a little bit in my oatmeal and then I got the peanut butter bug and was like, yeah, let's go to town. I was hoping Jenny was on here tonight too, because I got to call her out. Jenny, you
Oh,
are here.
I just got here.
What's
I
up?
I got here as you were saying my name. I was like, oh, I'm in.
I appreciate you dogging my not run yesterday.
Oh yeah. I was like, what kind of run was that?
I
You
didn't even
ran
look
for
at the stats
83
on there.
hours,
Wait, it showed up for 83 hours?
something like, or some ridiculous amount of hours. Yeah.
Okay, something's going on with my phone because it registered me as I hit my stand goal. I have a 12-hour stand goal and it hit it at noon today. So something is up with there's something running in the background. I actually thought you were just crapping on my run personally because
No, I would never do that. I just thought it was kind of crazy. I was like, how it was, I knew it was a mistake. I was like, what kind of run
I
is
will.
that?
I'll crap on my run a little bit because
No.
I was I was I was tired yesterday. I slept way too little, and I got home and there was a bag of Chipotle chips and guacamole that wasn't eaten over the weekend, and I caved and I ate the whole rest of the bag of Chipotle chips, and was like, "Dude, yeah." And I woke up with the worst acid reflux, and I attempted to run. I got like a mile warm up in, and I was supposed to do a magic mile, I think, right after that. And I was like, this is not happening today. There is nothing magical about today's run. I am on the verge of death. I feel like trash. I'm gonna throw up. So I went into a power walk and I thought that was what you were talking about. My run was like 1 mile, 1.5 miles because I was just like, oh, why did
It
I even
says you were running for 68 hours and 38 minutes, and your pace was 83 hours and 45 seconds per mile.
No wonder you feel like crap.
I was like, what kind of run was that?
I wish the other Jenny was on this call because then she could tell her husband, yeah, take that. Her husband who just did a 100 miler. She could, yeah, tell him I killed it. No, I did not go that far. I gotta figure out what's going. There's been some my I get a notification for some reason in my app too right now, every once in a while that I completed like 40 hours of CrossFit every once in a while. And I'm like, I've tried force quitting everything. I've reset my phone, I've reset my watch. And it was weird because my watch wouldn't connect. They have the what do you call it? Like when you hold your watch up to the treadmill and it just automatically links. I love that feature. And it wouldn't do it this morning. So I do feel like something is happening in the background that I'm not aware of. So hopefully I can figure that out because that's gonna trigger me. It's gonna upset me. Gonna upset me. Let's see, Amy. Oh, Amy's talking to somebody. You said you wanted to follow up and you don't have all night.
No, I'm in the middle of stuff and I'm stuck at work and
Do
my
you want to hit it
brain's
somewhere else or do
head
you want to
sick.
hit it now?
Nope, let's hit it now.
I love that you have a shirt on. It's like criminal intelligence unit. Again, that's
Yes.
badass. Yeah, don't
I,
mess around, Michelle.
yeah, I'll find you. Okay, so last night when we were on the call, I was talking about how by like Wednesday, I get completely burned out. It's like I go so hard Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, burnout Wednesday. But then I got to thinking, because I told you I'd think about it. I got to thinking about how you were saying, Wednesdays we do tacos, we have Survivor night. And I'm like, I need to switch my off day to Wednesday
Hmm.
and stop trying to do it all the way through to Friday and also stop trying to do everything. So I sat down and I was like, well, let's give myself something to look forward to. So the nutrition is not a problem. It's not like I want to have a cheat night or something like that. That I usually save for Fridays. But I think I mentally and kind of physically need a break in the middle of the week. So I sat down and rewrote what I would like my week to look like.
Uh-huh. I like it.
And what I came up with was, please hold 1 second. It was starting Sundays. Okay, so Mondays I was going to do my run. So I'm with Twigs, so I have my run Monday, and then I'm going to do core and mobility that day. Tuesday, I'm going to do your lifting and maybe a 20-minute endurance ride just to keep up some cardio and help build my insurance and endurance for the races. Wednesday would be my run again. Thursday, sorry, that's not correct. Because Wednesday I took out, please hold.
You got this.
Yeah, I do have this. I have it spelled out. No run and lift on the, yeah, I didn't want to run and lift on the same day because I just get gassed after a run and I'm like, I just will never come home to lift. So let's just be honest up front. Okay, sorry, starting over. Monday, strength training. So I'm going to tweak my runs. Strength training Monday with a bike. And I'm going to, because my knees are bothering me a little bit. And I don't know, you said something yesterday that really clicked, like I need to work on my hips and my glutes and stuff like that. So I'm going to add on some of my PT that day. Tuesday, run and some mobility. Wednesday, no running, no lifting, maybe a light walk or some yoga and a little bit of core work. Thursday, run and PT mobility. Friday, lift, bike, PT. Saturday, but I'll lift upper body because Saturdays will be either my speed work or my long run, and Sunday will be a lift and PT day.
All right. That keeps
That
you
was,
safe, you think?
yeah,
Then
I think it's
then that's your schedule. I would say don't overcomplicate it. Like, all right, a lot of people on here do Run Disney. Generally, the Run Disney training plan says Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. If you're doing dopey, they add in Sunday as it gets longer, right? Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. That's why I generally program Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But
but Twigs has it programmed Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. And I'm like, no, I need to move some of this stuff around.
but there's nothing saying that you couldn't be Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. You know, on his schedule, like generally just have the calendars laid out. Most, and I'm betting his theory probably comes the same way until you get into, let me just go DND because they're texting in my group chat like lunatics because the race maps are out. But I'm betting he would say the same thing is that as long as you get miles in, it doesn't really matter what day. And the thought process there, I can almost guarantee on his end as well as mine. Look, religious or not, I'm gonna go biblical on you, is that Sunday is the day of rest for people. Sunday is generally considered, in
And I'm the total opposite.
most cultures, most religions, the day. I'm the opposite too. I'm like, I got Sunday, I'm up, like let's move, let's
Let's
groove.
do it.
I have the day ahead of me. But I think that's just Sunday tends to, as society, it's referred to as the day of rest. The day of rest and for most people, I would think, and that's why both of us tend to program the rest day. Obviously,
Yeah.
when he's trying to get you ready for a challenge weekend, he doesn't have that luxury of doing that. But I think that's where the thought process comes in. And like
But what's nice is I'm not doing a challenge. So I'm not worried about that. I'm running the 10K for a PR. I'm running for speed that day. And that's right now all I'm doing. So I'm going to, right now, my thought is I'll lift Monday. What's that?
Running for speed. I like
Oh,
that.
yeah. I'm just going to haul ass. Mondays, Monday, Friday, Sunday, I'm going to do the weights. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, I'm going to run.
There you go. And like I showed you Kim's calendar yesterday, right?
Yeah, love
With
that
Kim's
calendar.
calendar, I program my own. I program every workout, even though I use Twigs programming as well for my running currently. I still program stuff in there like that says run, just because that's the app. I'm in there at 4:30 in the morning in the gym parking lot, checking messages and trying to respond from the night before if I missed anything with people everywhere. And I'm in there most, so it's having it in front of my face and okay, you got running today. Let's go see what he's got on the menu. But just thinking like ourselves, I don't know why I'm out of flux. You know what? Something with my schedule when I was traveling, everything got pushed back by the time I got back. Like I missed some days. I pushed everything back a hair and it just everything lined up like a day off from what I have it. From what I had it, and it was such an easy shift to just move things around slightly. But today, normally my run day became a lifting day. Everything was just shifted off by a day. So tomorrow I get to go for 12 800-meter runs at 5 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, it's going to be a blast. Looking forward to
That's my favorite.
400-meter recoveries. Really looking
I'm
forward to that.
I'm the weirdo that loves that.
Normally I do that Saturday, but because I shifted everything, that becomes tomorrow. And I'm like, okay, that gives me Saturday. I can do a workout. And now I try to I looked at the bigger picture and I'm like, I want to stay on track because we're getting close to race weekend. But that would mean I'm lifting Saturday. I'd take Sunday. I'd take Sunday off. I'd lift Monday. Yeah, wait, that actually ends up putting me back on track. But I was going to shift things a little bit, like just pushing things back another day because we're going to Horror Nights next Friday and it's a late event. I'm going to, as much as I have to fight my body, like my body wants to wake up at 4:30 in the morning at this point. It's like training. I'm like, I'm up, I'm ready to go. Let's start. Let's get after the day. I am going to have to, I don't know, maybe I make a melatonin magnesium cocktail Thursday night and just take a little nappy nap, but I'm gonna do my best to get all of my training done, shifting everything, so that I can enjoy Horror Nights Friday night and not have to do a single thing. So I'm gonna end up foregoing a rest day this weekend because I know I'm probably not gonna get much work in next weekend. It's probably gonna be running around Universal at night and then not want I'm not a two when I see some of y'all like hanging out till 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm just like I'm not built like that anymore. But it's gonna be a lot of lines, it's gonna be a lot of chaos, and I'm gonna be stuck there. So like don't marry yourself to the calendar. If your body needs a rest day, like I was telling, when I thought Jenny was commenting on my poor running efforts yesterday, I was like that it kind of just became a rest day where I was like, I'm still moving. I did a little 1 mile run, but it was not really enough to even, I don't think my heart rate left the blue zone while I warmed up. Zone two, I didn't leave there. Power walked for a bit. After that, I think it knocked me out so much. Like I was trying to do ab work yesterday and I just couldn't once I was out of the flow, I just couldn't do it. And I'm like, it was better to save. So it just became kind of active recovery day. I felt great today. Today felt a real good one. So just give yourself, you miss it, just, and always focus on the priority, right?
Yeah.
You say you're going for a PR
Yep.
marathon weekend. What's the busiest month of the year for like everyone and their mother?
Well, December.
December, right? And you get to go for a PR, what, 6 days into that next month? I don't know what the race day is, but you right in January. So the month everyone falls on track, the month everyone slips up, you get to start off your new year with attempting to go for a PR.
Oh yeah, I'm kicking ass.
Huh?
I'm gonna be kicking ass.
So, well, that's where like, all right, December's absolutely effing chaotic for everybody and their mother. It's the world. It's like that's just normal. That's where I would say focus on the priority. You're a month out from your race. If you miss one of these workouts, you're not going to die. You're not going to lose muscle. You're giving your body time to recover. And then, two, one's better than none. Two's better than one. Three, I think, is the sweet spot. But your priority shifts again, and you're like, I'm burnt out. I've had plenty of people go the opposite and like, I'm burnt out after dopey training. I don't want to run for 2 months, but I also don't
Yeah.
want to get lazy. Can we change my plan? Can you rebuild for 5 days a week where I'm just going to take 2 months off running? All right, shift the priority. Like just know to always focus on that priority. My priority over the summer, was leaning out for a cruise. So I wasn't able to, I was in an aggressive calorie deficit. I was not able to lift as strong as I like to lift. And I told myself when I got back, I said, I'm gonna enjoy before I get like really deep and thick into the dopey training. I'm gonna enjoy a month of just being loose on my eating. And I'm gonna just go freaking crazy on the weights because I felt you feel when you diet too hard, you could feel weak, you could feel depleted. And that's how I was feeling. I was like, I am effing depleted. And
So
I was
that's my other question. I Now that I'm getting into some heavier speed work and um, Twigs has me building up to about 10 miles for the 10K. I'm feeling a little gassed on my Saturdays. I think I need to adjust my macros a little bit. Um,
do that.
and right now is just because I want that PR more than anything in the world right now. So I canceled all my races and I'm just sticking to consistency in my number one, my run training, lifting to get stronger for my runs and to dial in my nutrition. So right now it is just for me to concentrate on those three things and be consistent. So I've been a little lax lately and I want that PR more than anything right now. So I'm
Look,
going for it.
I'll with that one, I'll say watch it closely. Watch it closely. Now you're not dopey training, so it's not like you're going up, you know, 30 mile, 40-mile weekends. But I'm actually I finished the strength training workshop yesterday that I'm gonna do a nutrition one, and I've chatted with a few people recently in the past like 12 hours about there was a woman struggling with her training because she's on GLP-1, so I'm going to cover that as I do like deep dive nutrition stuff. But big challenge with runners a lot is that, and I'm trying to figure out how to put this on a chart and make it look right, is that your body needs more calories as training goes up. Your body has a higher need for calories as training goes up. People tend to gain weight because, let's just call it they're at 2,000 your baseline. 2,000 your baseline. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14,000 for the week. 14,000 for the week is maintenance, and they're just trying to maintain weight during that. Instead of going up by 4,000 calories on, not 4,000, instead of going up by to 4,000 calories on that long run weekend, they go up to 4,000 throughout the week. And I will put this on a nice chart to explain it in the next month. I will make that happen because I think the visual for this one means a lot more because I get to see the averages. I get to see like a weekly average for people, and people tend to eat like it's training Saturday and training Sunday on the long weekend. Overall intake tends to uptick because you get used to eating that amount of food. Just doing this 1 month of relaxation and being a little lax with my restrictions. I notice even the days when I'm being good, I find myself craving like, let me throw some Chick-fil-A sauce on there, which it's so good, but it's also loaded with sugar. And I'm like, not normally that's not something I dive in on, but I find myself being more relaxed and just going up every day. So that's where I would say you should just watch out, be aware of it, that you don't need to go, well, adjust your numbers, but you don't need to go too crazy. But also listen to your body on certain days. Find out, find out, listen. All right, I am a little hungry. I do feel tired. I do feel gassed. I didn't, you never want to get out there and not have the energy to like, you're going to be, would we say it was the 10K?
10K.
Yeah, you don't want to get out there and run freaking 4 miles and then just hit a brick wall. No
Yeah.
one wants that. That just that sucks.
Yeah. So I
So
just need to make sure that I'm fueled right, because I noticed the last two weekends that I did speed work, I was like, oh, I feel like my legs felt so thick and heavy, and I was getting gassed by the end of it. I mean, which is the point of it, um, but yeah, I think if I can stay consistent, um, and really dial in on my nutrition, I think that'll help a lot.
we'll dial it in. I laughed there because I'm really glad Michelle has joined us in this group as she chimes in. The Lord's chicken sauce is only good and can do no wrong. The chicken
Chick-fil-A tastes like it was raised by both of its parents. Just saying.
Correct.
is not.
While she
You know
eats
what?
broccoli.
And you know what? That's the annoying thing when I botch it because I'm like, I meal prepped for the week. I'm prepared. My meal was literally that I had. It was a tilapia fillet, a half cup of rice, asparagus, and broccoli. Like,
Yep.
yeah, super healthy. And then I look and I'm like, huh, there's a packet of Polynesian. I bet that tastes good on fish. And then I throw it on there. And then I look and I'm like, that one packet is more calories than the damn rice was. So it could send you for a loop. Send you for a loop. That Chick-fil-A sauce is dangerous
So
stuff.
your meal prep is literally my dinner exactly, but then I also roasted some red peppers too. But I have salmon, broccoli, rice, asparagus, and peppers in front of me right now.
Before I even jump into this, luckily I don't have a ton of slides on my show tonight, so I'm glad we kind of open the shop. But I have like 4 videos that I need to edit, and that's one of them showing my meal prep, showing the meal prep, and because I wonder if I got a good picture of it, but it's a bunch of it's not fun. It's when I'm trying to stay on track, it is not a fun, you know, not breakfast, lunch, and I eat like 4 lunches. I like smaller meals. I like to graze, but it's really just keeps me standard, keeps me steady. But I have like all of this content that I film that I just need to edit and put together. And I did the Costco run finally. Kat's not with us, but I did the Costco run finally, and that definitely I got some good stuff there. Some good. If you're a Costco shopper, I think you'll like what I found. And you want to know what irritates the hell out of me? So I'm a nerd and I used my Amazon points for the year that I finally been sacking up and saving for something good. I'm such a nerd, don't judge me. I had gotten those Meta glasses, the Ray-Bans, so that I could film content. It's much easier to film content on there. And I can walk around the grocery store and be like, "Oh yeah, look at this." And you get my eye view. And I'm wearing them and I forgot to hit record because I don't keep them recording all the time because they got a little light tells people you're recording. And I didn't hit record and I went over to one, what do you call the little stations at Costco? The sample stations? I went over to one and God, I'm so mad I wasn't recording because I saw it was the Amy Lou, which is the really healthy brand that they have there, and it was like chicken sausages. Yeah, it was chicken sausages, I think. And as I go to get one, the guy goes, "Oh, you take two. You need more protein." And he flexed on me, and I'm like, how have I been recording for 30 minutes in Costco and I didn't record this guy? I told Kim, I go, I'm so weird. I'm so upset. She goes, go ask him to do it again. I'm like, nah, that's weird. That's my Costco story. But yeah, I'll make those videos soon. I'll put them together. I'll add them up. I'm trying to find my little slideshow on my other screen. It says quick slideshow. We were supposed to talk snacks all night, but I'm glad we got to chat with Miss Amy. That's one of those questions you bring it my way, and I would love to like deep dive on stuff like that and help work because that's does anybody else while I try to figure out why my second monitor's not on, does that like her story resonate with anybody else? Like what she's going through? Does anybody else feel that stress, that struggle? It's just you. You're all alone.
No, I'm just the weirdo.
No, you're not. No, you're not. I think
No, I'm not. It is. I know a lot of people do it, and it happens at different times. And you know, I am putting a little pressure on myself to try and get this PR, and you know, in the process, make myself a little bit healthier. So, um, yeah, I probably will burn out a little bit harder than somebody else might be who's not putting as much pressure on themselves. But I think I have a really good plan here. So I
yeah,
messaged you what I would like my lift days to be and what my run days are, just so you have them. But I think that's what I'm going to stick with. So I appreciate you.
should be able to flip them up tomorrow or the next or Saturday.
Oh, I have it written down. So,
You send it my
uh,
way.
yep. And yeah, so I just appreciate you.
I'll leave you with one last thing. There's that pressure, it makes diamonds, but it also makes things explode. Um, so I went in focused as all hell for best damn race last year. I keep mixing it up. Whatever one I got my half marathon PR, it's best damn race or OUC, and I put a lot of pressure on the way up to it. And I found myself beating myself up like all the way to the morning of. I couldn't sleep. I was like almost restless. And we got there and I just wasn't 100% feeling it. And I know Kim and Adam were both going for a PR as well. And I was like, I kind of bowed out and I was like, I don't think today's my day. I'm just going to go and run my race. I'm not gonna stress it. I don't, go get your PR. I'll get mine somewhere else. I just don't feel like today's that day. And I went and for the first bit, I enjoyed the race and I was able to settle into the groove and I was feeling good. And then about halfway through, I was like, wait, I am on track for that PR. I got to the halfway mark and I'm like, I'm on track to get it. All I need to do is maintain here. And that was like, that lit the fire up under my ass and kind of just saving that mental energy because that's when people collapse. It's the second half. It's the fourth quarter. That's when people tend to just spiral and lose. And I was like, I think I needed to save that mental capacity and just don't go into the crazy cave morning of the 10K. If you need a pep talk at 4 o'clock in the morning in a corral, you just shoot me a message. I'll hunt you down.
I will come find you.
Now I got to get into my content. What is everybody's? I went this versus that version on this versus that. Healthy snacks. Boom. I try to cover a couple quick ones, but man, the granola bar has been fooling me for years, man. They tell you granola bar is healthy. Nature's Valley, I went with for these numbers, and that's where I found, that's where I got my data. This can really, when I show these the macros and the calorie breakdown, bars can spiral. I'll talk more about that when I get over to the yogurt. Bars can spiral. Yogurt can change. I went with the first one I found on first yogurt I found. Threw berries in there, and this can really skew. So granola bar, 29 grams of carbs, only 3 grams of protein, 7 grams of fat. You're getting that from the nuts. Good for fuel. good if you're, running fuel, sustained fuel, but you're not getting much on the protein there. And those don't really fill me. If we're going for more protein, I like the Greek yogurt with the berries. I couldn't find a picture without any granola in there, but if you're going for more carbs, you can add. You don't have to just stay at that 18 grams. You can add granola in there. And I think I mentioned it on the last slide or the second to last slide, but ratio, ratio brand. I haven't found better numbers on anything in a long while. And when I went with the very first Greek yogurt I found and was like, man, I'm only getting 12 grams out of this. We're going to take it because I want to keep it simple. Ratio has 25 grams in a serving. So you can skew that number. You can more than double your protein just by having the ratio pro Greek yogurt in there. And they also make a granola that Kim bought. My problem with the granola is I look at the granola like a handful snack and I just keep going in. I just keep going in. But if you went with the lower 12 gram, you're looking at 190 calories versus 150. Not a lot, but 40 times 7 is 280 calories a week. Did I do that right? Wow. That's 280 calories a week. It can add up to just killing an overall deficit. So it's a quick, easy swap on that one. These are another one where, you go into like Jimmy John's, you go into any of these places, and I say Jimmy John's because I learned, well, Sue talked about it too, but Kim's been talking about this sub in a tub, and Sue had one, and then I seen another girl the other day, she had one, and then they always have these healthy chips, and they're healthy because they're green and they're orange and they're not just plain potato looking chips, they're veggie chips. But most of them have the same amount of carbs as regular chips, maybe a little less, 17 grams. And I'm one of those people that a bag of chips does not fill me. I keep going back. My hands, at the idle hands just hit. When we have chips at the house, and like tomorrow's girl, she goes to Publix every Friday. That's her day. She loves going Publix, Target. And if they have that damn buy one, get one, she will come home with chips. And even the healthy ones, I'm struggling to think of the brand that she buys. It's like a black bag. Oh, they're really good, but they're healthier in the scheme of they have they have less artificial ingredients, they have less preservatives, they have less of the junk in them. They're made with more natural stuff, but on a calorie basis, they're almost always very close.
Terra chips.
Thank you, Dale, for the win. You like the Terra chips?
Yeah.
Love them.
They're a little bit harder. They're a little crunchier.
I like them better than regular potato chips, but I do this after the fact because I know. I look at the serving size after I've eaten half the bag in one serving. And I'm like, okay, 14 servings. All right, you're 7 servings in. Luckily, luckily those days when I binge a little more tend to line up with the long run days. So, but I'm like, now I gotta fight my urges with this half bag that's sitting in the fridge. But a lot of times that is though the chips are just dangerous. The other ones, the Stacy's, and usually those we do with the hummus. Is it Stacy's chips? They're like thicker.
Pita
Those
chips.
are
Yeah.
pita chips.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep. I don't know what a pita chip is. She bought those and she buys those all the time. Publix had them buy one, get one free. Next thing I know, I'm like, oh my God, there's a jalapeno flavor. I think this might have been Wednesday or yesterday when I was feeling a little, I was just like, those jalapeno ones, they just kept going and kept going. Easier one to keep around. And it's something like, you can get those single serving hummus now and just keep a bag of carrot sticks, celery, something like that in office. Carbs 14 grams, protein 3 grams. You get a little extra fat from the hummus 5 grams. So not even a substantial amount, but 130 calories to 120. Not a huge difference calorie wise, but generally going to be a little bit healthier. This one's dangerous, man. Trail mix, I love trail mix. That's another one where I hope I'm not the only one. I hope like I try to think of trigger things, for me. Trail mix. I don't know if they still sell it. Can you drop some links for taro chips? Well, you sure? I'll find some. Ratio is not dairy free that I've seen. It also has some added whey protein. Yeah, if they're pumping the protein up that high, Jenny, it's gonna have some whey in there. I can't imagine how they would get that much protein in there without adding some whey into the mix. I'll find some links for taro chips. Um, but back in the day, this was when I was like first trying to be a healthier version of me. And I was first making these steps, and they opened a Trader Joe's in town. So young me, I was like, well, you're gonna get healthy. You go shop at Trader Joe's, you go shop at Whole Foods, you don't kill your wallet. You don't go to in Connecticut, Stop and Shop. So I went into Trader Joe's and I'm like, oh, that looks good. Trail mix. They had this delicious trail mix. I don't know if they still make it with cranberries and dark chocolate. Again, it's like I was eating candy. It was candy. It had nuts in there, but it was essentially candy. And just it can get out of hand with stuff like that because the serving is never realistic. 34 grams of carbs for me, that's probably 68, maybe a little more because I'm eating more than enough. And nuts. It's like elephant in the room with that one, man. Everybody thinks nuts are super high protein. They're not. They're primarily a fat. So 6 grams of protein there, 16 grams of fat, but also you get the little M&M. I guess you could eat around the M&Ms, but who wants to do that? That's how you know it's a stock image because there's no logos on those M&Ms. How to get that out unless there's something else. But I'm trying to imagine Skittles in a trail mix. That just sounds disgusting. But almonds. If you look like the little container, that's why I went with that picture because it's super easy to just measure out your serving of almonds and keep things on track. Still getting 24 grams of carbs, but probably a healthier version. You get 'em from the apple, so you're getting fiber in there. Same 6 grams of protein, a little bit less on the fat. And again, a small apple versus a large gala apple those macros could change. You got to watch the servings. It could definitely skew things up here. A lot of it is more guesstimating tonight, but trail mix 300 calories. The apple 220, little bit. I mean 80 if you do it every day. 80 times 7, 8 times 8, 64, 560 calories in the week. That's enough to knock somebody out of a deficit. Let's keep it going. This is a hard one for me to post. Oh man, that's what I get when I redo the slides. Don't look at the title. I screwed up the title. Oh man, I screwed up something here. Nope, nope, nope. Well, this was supposed to be, I screwed something up. This was supposed to be the Lenny and Larry's cookie versus the eggs. The eggs. That's what happens. What did I do here? But the Lenny and Larry's cookie kills me. I think I put it on my note sheet. Let's see if I have it. The Lenny and Larry's one at like just because I love those. I absolutely love the Lenny and Larry's cookies. Does anybody else eat those?
No.
No? You serious?
I've had
Oh, I
the
have-
like Quest ones, but not those ones.
I'm not going to share. I'm not going to go TMI with you all here. I did pull all the numbers on that one. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love when I don't delete things from my desktop. I'll fix that. I'll fix it up. But the Lenny and Larry's, 27 grams of carbs, a lot of it's fiber, 16 grams of protein, 16 grams of protein, 9 grams of fat. The bag says 8 grams of protein. It should say on that little baggie, it should say per serving. Those cookies are a half. They're 2 servings in that cookie. Number one, that's the big lie. No one's opening that and eating half the cookie. I always eat the full one. They're also loaded with flippin' fiber. So again, without giving too much TMI, Miss Kimberly hates when I eat those. She does not like when I have the Lenny and Dale's cracking up. And Lori's like, you're not getting those. You're not allowed to have them. She hates when I eat them. I'll leave it at that. The hard-boiled egg, 2 of them. Such an easy thing to make. 2 grams of carbs, 12 grams of protein, six per egg, and 9 grams of fat. Really healthy fats. There's there's choline in there, which is really good for just brain health. So you don't want your choline levels to get depleted. I won't go too deep on the supplements tonight, but you're looking at 250 calories versus 140 calories. Really solid difference there. I used to just actually hard boil the eggs, and absolutely hate peeling the hard boiled eggs. I despise it. And then, just one of these influencers, I don't know why I even watched this. I'm like, how to make the best hard boiled eggs. And I'm like, okay, yeah, let's see what this girl's got to say. And she air fried them at 360 for 12 minutes and dumped them immediately in ice cold water. And the shell falls right off. The inside is soft and they're delicious. And it's like my new favorite thing. Now, did I mess up my? No, I did. So this was my smoothie when I just put the images over and accidentally deleted the right the right screen. So there should be a picture also of a smoothie there. So we'll stay on this one. Um, Jamba Juice. I'm trying to think. Tropical Smoothie Cafe. And I worked in gyms for a year, like 8 years. And the first thing everyone did was go to the tropical smoothie place next door. And I'm like, now I don't put much onus on the calories burned on your watch. I don't put much emphasis there. But people be like, oh, I burned 500 calories. I'm starving. I burned 700 calories. I'm starving. And they go right into tropical smoothie and get like a 700 gram. The one that I pulled up 400 calories, but I've looked at some of those and then you get the large or you get the extra large. And a lot of it is they're primarily in the majority of those places, it is a sugar drink. It is just a bunch of sugars just grinded together. Again, berries not a bad thing, but when you're mega dosing it all into one drink, if you need the carbs, if you're somebody who has trouble hitting carbs or you're doing long runs and you want some quick hit fuel, quick hit recovery, it's good. But it's very easy to just go. This is one that really is super easy to go haywire on. Unless you ask them for protein, you're probably not getting that 10 grams of protein. I just pulled up a random one in there, and it's they're sugar, they're sugar drinks. It's don't get it too twisted. The homemade protein shake, 8 grams of carb. Mine has two or three, depending on the flavor I use. Most have 25 grams of fat of protein and 5 grams of fat, so much more solid. And I think these numbers, like, I think the smoothie can get so out of hand with 700. I've seen 700 gram smoothies, calorie smoothies. Like, I'm not a smoothie person, if you couldn't tell. Hard boiled them in the Instapot. She made me get rid of the Instapot because she thought I was gonna blow up the house. I don't know if that's a thing that actually happens with Instapots, but she was super, super nervous. Have to head back into work. We'll watch the replay. Have a great week, everyone. You too have a great week, Miss Amy. Thank and a great weekend. But yeah, that's a big one. I actually eat rice cakes fairly religiously when I'm on like really strict mode. Really strict mode. Rice cakes are they're I think a way of life in the more bodybuilder scene where everyone's got a Ziploc with at least one of them in their bag, in their gym bag. You might like open your eyes in the gym now and you'll be like, oh my God, he was right. People are eating rice cakes, but rice cakes with peanut butter. There was no picture without the bananas, but it looks tasty. But rice cakes with peanut butter, you're getting 22 grams of carbs, 5 grams of protein, 8 grams of fat. I ate these religiously, but I was also more trying to focus on bodybuilding. So it's very easy to control. I know I'm getting 22 grams of carbs pre-workout. I'm throwing, I was doing sugar-free jelly. I wasn't doing peanut butter at the time. I think post-workout, I was doing a little peanut butter at one point, but carbs were a number I was actively working to hit. And I think most people would say, you don't have like I don't have to work to hit my carb goal. A lot of people I have to work to not go over my carb goal tends to be the general thing. Whereas I was working to keep that number 300 to 400 grams of carbs at one point. Training got so intense. On the other hand, turkey and cheese roll-ups, carbs very minimal, 2 grams. You can get 18 grams of protein there, 9 grams of fat, just rolling it up. It looks like that little picture's got something else in there, but tried to find the best pictures I could, y'all. But that's a solid snack right there, just to be able to have on hand. Kim buys that every once in a while, and I forget to just go and do that. And I know I should have taken a video of that because I know Costco sells those now, like pre-made. They take the thought process out of everything, take the work out of everything. I don't have the energy to spend $2 extra. Somebody rolls it for you. The machine rolls it for you. But that's just a really good one if you want to keep the carbs a little lower, pump up your protein number, and not go too haywire on the fat. Just watch out the amount of cheese. That's a good snack. I like that snack. These are my go-tos. I have 18 Quest bars, I think, in the pantry right now. I keep those on hand, but generally, I pulled the macros right from the chocolate chip cookie dough one. They're anywhere from I want to say I've seen them as low as 170 calories and as high as 200. But this one in particular was 190, 9 grams of fat in there. They use the fat to fluff it up, give it a little texture. 21 grams of protein, 21 grams of protein, 22 grams of carbs. I thought really essential portion on this particular one is to break that down. 12 grams of that is fiber, so it's going through you and it's also going to fill you up. So that knocks it down to 10 grams of carbs. 6 grams of that is sugar alcohol. If you've been around for a while, you know that sugar alcohol is something your body cannot digest. It goes directly through you. If you eat too much sugar alcohols or Lenny and Larry's, you will have some digestive distress. You will have some gas. You will be on the toilet a little more. So I would not ever recommend anybody rely on for Quest bars for just regular calorie intake nonstop. Just trying to fill up on that. 1 gram of added sugar. So everybody, if you want it to taste decent, I think there's going to be a little trade-off. So 1 gram of added sugar, it's not the worst I've seen, so I'll take it. My other favorite options are Bear Bells and Built Bars. Bear Bells, they came on the scene a couple years ago. They're extra tasty. I don't want to break down the macros on every single protein bar up there, but there's not a lot of junk on them, in them. Built Bars, I think that's like the trendy one now. I see all the younger Jim Folk going with the Built Bars. But Quest is my go-to. Amazon constantly has deals on Quest bars. I mentioned that where I got 18 pack or something like that for like $12, $13. Costco has them. Sam's Club I know has them. So you can find them cheap. Don't go to the gas station and buy them because like Wawa sells them for $4 and then every other month they're buy two for 4.50. So way overpriced. But if you're in a pinch, probably your best option to get in a gas station. IQ bar, I'm not super familiar. I've never had an IQ bar, but I got 11 minutes before that dinner's made. I will pull up IQ bar because I only got two more to cover here, and they're short ones. It's a terrible image I pulled. Beef sticks, these things, I keep them just on the regular. I try to keep them, wherever I'm going, one in my gym bag. It's kind of gross, but they're sealed. They're fine. It's only 100 calories, 10 grams of protein, 7 grams of fat, 0 grams of carbs. And it's just, if I get hungry and I need something to nosh on, it's a real quick, easy one. And it'll hold me over and prevent me from going into that McDonald's binge, which, look, there's a lot of temptation when you're driving by and you're starving to do that. So having one of those on hand. If I still lived in Connecticut, I'd probably just keep one in my car. It's too hot here to keep food just even a preserved, something wrapped like that in your car. That just gets gross. These things Kim got, I don't know if it was Costco or something, but she picked them up And she's like, this is she sees she hears me talk about protein and she sees protein on the label. So she's like, hey, I got you these. And normally I'm like, oh, here we go. Now I'm gonna overanalyze the thing she bought and then be a terrible husband and make her feel bad. Like, that's not a protein snack. It's got 6 grams of protein and it's got 80 grams of carbs. They just put protein on that Snickers bar because marketing. But Bumblebee, protein on the run, 220 calories, 17 grams of fat, 17 grams of protein, 0 grams of carbs, total sugar, you're getting 0 grams. I love how they show you it. That's if you don't have the cracker. That's if you don't have the cracker for the 0 grams of carbs. So I have to caveat there. And the numbers I pulled from their website, 17 grams of protein, didn't match the box I pulled. So, you know, my slides aren't always going to be perfect, but I tried to do my best and get the best numbers, give you some ideas tonight. But those quick, easy, on the go proteins, somebody trying to pump your protein numbers up, again, Costco. Just after we did that run there last weekend, I had so many ideas. I'm like, they sell 40 gram of protein tuna cans. I just can't stomach 40 grams of tuna at once. But I like quick, easy hit of protein, 19 grams. And tuna I find to be very filling. I already did the chomps. Is it going backwards? That was the only ones I had tonight. Hopefully that, oh, you don't need to see my whole screen. Boom. I should have unshared first. And then, now we got questions. Lori want to know IQ bars. Or was it Dale? It was one of them.
No, it was me. It keeps coming up on, I don't know, on like one of my news feeds. Because you click on it once to look at it.
I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued.
Because like my big thing with a protein bar is because my calories right now are so low that like I can't have it. It's not a good grab and go thing for me because it's like a lot of my calories for the day. So these intrigue me because they're only like 160 calories.
I'm intrigued too. I'm intrigued too. If I was in a store, I would pick up this box. So like I think giving you a little my insight on it, on how I would look at this, is that's a box that would intrigue me right out the gate for multiple reasons. 12 grams of protein is a solid number. It's not anything to scoff at. The next thing that comes to my brain, I see 1 gram of sugar on the toasted coconut, 2 grams of sugar on the banana nut, 3 grams on the lemon blueberry, but generally one, twos, and threes across the board, and a consistent 12 grams of protein. I like it so far. Trifecta, net carbs are constantly low. 3, 2, 2, just looking at various flavors. 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, 3. Really, you're not gonna do too much damage. Which flavors have you looked at?
Well, I like anything with chocolate and peanut butter, so.
All right, let's see. Let's see. We'll pick peanut butter chip then for Lori. The other thing that intrigues me is that I see brain nutrients, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I could always use more brain health. I think everybody could use more. I think it's something people take for granted, but I'm married to somebody who works in Alzheimer's research, so I'm inclined to hear horror stories and make sure I put an emphasis on brain health. All right. 160 calories, not terrible. Not terrible at all. 9 grams of fiber. So you can almost,
Now who's gonna have it?
you're not allowed to have it?
No, I am. He's not.
Oh gosh. I got you. 9 grams of solid fiber number. Solid fiber number. What's interesting to me, these look great right off the gate. Vegan, dairy free. Jenny, you can check these out too. Soy free. They're kosher. They're gluten free. I mean, I don't see any red flags on these. And I'm actually, can you buy these in store?
So I don't know, but you can buy like the other thing that intrigues me is I think these are the ones I was looking at. You can buy a mix pack on Amazon. So like figure out what flavor you like.
Beautiful. Even better.
Love that.
Even better. Remind me to share my protein story in the next 5 minutes. Only the good stuff. And I'm diving into their little marketing stuff now too, because I want more details on the ingredients. But as I go further, and not sure if everybody's familiar with, food labels, but the most prominent ingredients, the ingredients it's highest in are listed first. And
Yeah,
then
I used to have to teach it to fourth graders. We did a food and
did
nutrition.
you?
Yeah, we did food and nutrition unit when I taught fourth grade. So one of the things you do is you study food labels.
So I think that's important with these because, and brand new, just diving in. I actually kind of like that we did this one, because I am intrigued. But IQ bar for smart mouths is what I see. Brain nutrients I see listed on here, so it's very intriguing to me. And I'm looking, and all right, first ingredient nuts. There's a prebiotic blend, which is, I mean, prebiotics just as important as probiotics if you're somebody with digestive issues. Protein blend up next. Pea protein, tapioca starch, pea protein, natural flavors, peanut flour, coconut oil, good stuff. Unsweetened chocolate, cocoa butter, sea salt, and the last three ingredients, lion's mane. Outside of the dark chocolate, that's what they're referring to. Lion's mane is from it's a mushroom, and it's very good for brain health. A lot of people supplement lion's mane for that reason. Dark chocolate also has, actually no, the chocolate in here was just unsweetened chocolate. Cocoa you get a little bit, but not dark chocolate tends to have a little more brain related benefits. And then vitamin E. So that lion's mane is one, two, the third one up. Third one up. So I'm curious how much is in there, if it's a respectable amount.
So like everybody keeps saying, "Oh, Costco has it." Like you said, the Quest bars Costco has. Just like a little word, because my dad's one of those people who talks to everybody and he makes friends with everybody. It's the salesman in it. He can't shut it off, even though he's been retired for like 20 years. But Costco can only, depending on the size of your Costco, can only carry so many items, like so many brands. And in order to bring in a new one, they have to get rid of another one in
Okay.
many cases, except at the holidays when they're allowed to bring in more because it's the holidays and you get the rush and whatever. So what's at one Costco might not be at another Costco. It's all dependent on how the sales are of that item at your Costco and what requests have been made. And like, then they start looking at the market and doing the research and is it worth it to buy it in bulk and that sort of thing. So certain things they'll have at all Costco's, certain things they'll just have at specific ones based on how well it sells in the area and that sort of thing.
Interesting.
But I can attest, we do have the Amy Lou at ours. And I'm sure, I think that's one of those ones that's pretty consistent because I've talked to my brother in California and they have it too. Very good.
They stopped with those at oh no, it wasn't eight, was it? Yeah, they stopped with their chicken burgers at our Sam's Club. So now I
Yeah.
have to go to Costco, and Costco's a lot further because Orlando, where that's 5 miles away, is 80 minutes away. Caused me to miss Sue last weekend. Um, the one thing I did, I don't know if I like with them promoting the brain health benefits. I'm intrigued by it, but I would love to know how much. Like, did they put a dash of lion's mane in there? Like, there's no indication on how much of that stuff you're actually getting. So, are they using it to just sell it and call it the IQ bar because it's got a little bit of lion's mane?
Mhm.
Like, maybe there's, I'm just gonna throw a random number out there. Maybe there's 5 milligrams in there, and the serving size should be 5 grams. I don't know enough about lion's mane. Don't go and take 5 grams of lion's mane. If that's not the serving size, I'd have to go research that. But there could be 5 milligrams, and daily dose should be 5 grams. I would like if they put that. I'm gonna request that information from them. Oh, they have Costco listed on their site. Costco next.
Mhm.
Interesting. I'm gonna get some of these and try them. I will leave you tonight with one thing I will say: do not buy the Kirkland protein bars. So we were there. Kim's like, "You think these are good?" And I looked at the macros, and I was like, "Yeah, these are solid." I'm like, if you don't, literal words out of my mouth. I'm like, if you don't eat these, I'll eat the box. Like these aren't gonna go to waste. Trust me. Like just get all 24 because they had two flavors, 12 bars each. Get them. They're not going to waste. We both pulled one out the other night. We're like, yeah, we should try those Costco bars. We were chewing and I got the chocolate cookie dough or something. She got the peanut butter one. And then she's like, I'm not gonna finish this and I will not have another one of these. So I was like, let me try and I tried hers too. And I was like, oh, and I'm still not gonna let them go to waste. I refuse to throw them away. I don't believe in wasting food or finances like that. So I will finish these terrible protein bars, but I will not enjoy it. And I was watching some influencer guy on Instagram, and he's like, the best three protein bars at Costco. And he did I think it was the Built Bar. Then he went into those bars, and I was like, oh, I will never look at it. Another thing this guy says, those bars are terrible. They were like chalk. Poor Costco's going to cancel me because they're going to see the replay. Costco, your Kirkland bars suck if you watch this replay up on YouTube. They need to know. Don't buy them. Don't tell me. No, don't do it. Don't do it. I can't recommend it. Can't get behind it. Make sure I didn't miss anything in the chat. What should we anything we want to chat about next week? Any topics we want to cover? No. You want to chat more? Season just wants to come here and chat.
I'll hang out and chat, Susan. It's fine.
Huh?
I'll hang out and chat.
We'll go open session next week.
Open session about how cruel it is to be on a challenge to cook your own food when you are dog sitting above a barbecue restaurant.
I saw that. I was laughing.
I've been in just misery for days. Just the smell of brisket is just wafting upstairs.
The taco sounded good.
I love that.
It's phenomenal. He's an amazing chef, and I'm watching his dog. So his GM is taking over for the restaurant. She's on point too, and it's like, oh, I'll send you up some. She'll just send it right upstairs if I wanted. I'm like, I'm gonna be good. Cooking my own food, and she goes, well, I'll cook it for you. I'm like, it doesn't count because you're a chef.
I just have to point out, it's totally off topic, but also on topic since you're on camera, Michelle. I love that, I hope she watches the replay. I hope she stays till the last, minute or two. Krista is not here with us tonight. She's been on like every call for the past year and a half. She's been on every call, but the one night she's not here, you pop your face on here and you stole her background. So
this is not her background.
That's not it?
No, this is not her background because this is a photo.
It's so close to the background I've been looking at whenever Krista talks for like a year.
Maybe similar, but I took this photo in Husavik a week ago. So
it's so close. It's so close.
That I saw.
It does.
I'm telling you, it looks just like it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna find it. I had to point it out. She's not here, and it's such a similar background. I'm like, oh, you just waited till she bounced one night. She's getting her knee injected, and bam, you still look, boom.
Did you put it on did you share it? Because I can't see it.
I'm going, hold on. Look how close that is. Wait, did it share the screen? No.
No, it didn't.
It shared my other monitor. Hold on.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, I see her little
thumbnail.
I see her little lights up there.
It's so close.
It is close.
It was close. All right. Send me questions. I will give you answers. And if you have questions that I think, oh, that's a terrible I gotta work on these pre-photos because I just saw one of me and I'm like, it's not pretty. Not pretty. But send me the questions. If it's a group S topic, I'll save it for the call like I did with Amy's. And I see everybody on Thursday.
All right. Have a good night.
Thanks.
Have a
Bye.
good weekend.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.